The media. Good afternoon, members of the media and the public. I'm Detective Superintendent Nicholas Pedro, and I'm the officer in charge of the Crime Division. At around 4 p.m. yesterday, on Wednesday, the 24th of February, police officers were called to a report of a stabbing on Church Street in the vicinity of City Hall and the bus terminal in the city of Hamilton. Just prior to our arrival, the victim, a 16-year-old male, had been transported to the hospital using private transport. Officers responding to the matter were provided with a description of two suspects who were seen by the responding officers. One male, who was 18 years of age, was arrested and detained at the scene, whilst the second was seen to have boarded a waiting bus. Armed officers engaged the second suspect on the bus, who resisted arrest but was detained and arrested on suspicion of unlawful wounding. A knife was recovered from the area where the second suspect has been seated on the bus. The victim underwent surgery at King Edward Memorial Hospital and is in serious but stable condition in the intensive care unit. The investigating team and responding officers would like to thank members of the public who assisted them in identifying the two suspects and locating and the recovery of critical evidence. We are working to piece together the events that led up to this callous attack on a young man. We have forensically examined the crime scene and exhibits in this matter, and both suspects remain in police custody. We've recovered CCTV imagery that will likely assist, but we will still need to hear from members of the public who, if they saw or know anything about these events. We recognize that this event will be deeply troubling to members of the public and business owners within the area, and I can assure you that we are addressing those concerns, and my colleague, Inspector Rollin, will speak to you on these measures very shortly. We would like to hear from anyone that can assist with any information on this matter, given that a young man has been seriously injured. We have also appointed a family liaison officer to work with the family of the young man during this troubling time, and we are keen to get justice for him and his family. Before I take any questions, I'll hand over to my colleague, Inspector Rollin, who works in our patrol unit, and he will speak about the measures that were in place and the measures that will be in place going forward after yesterday's event. Alex?
Good afternoon. Inspector Alex Rollin, second in charge of the Hamilton Police Station. As the BPS does with every critical incident, we review and look for a way in which we can respond to assist with not only the investigation, but with public reassurance. Our response will not only look to deter antisocial behavior, but provide necessary reassurance to students, pedestrians, and those that live and work in the city. Officers will also be seeking witnesses that may be able to assist who would have been in the area about the same time yesterday. This is looking around the 4 o'clock area around City Hall. For the remainder of this week, there will be dedicated and increased patrols, including enhanced CCTV coverage in and around the bus terminal and surrounding streets, and that starts today. We are finalizing a plan that will involve multiple departments throughout the service, taking part in patrols of the area supported by officers out of the Hamilton Police Station. That initiative will start on Monday. In the long term, we will continue to partner with external agencies such as PTB, schools, Corporation of Hamilton, and various stakeholders in the community. This will look to address how we as the police, in support of other entities, can get students, other bus users, pedestrians safe passage into, out of, and around the city. Building upon what was said by Superintendent Pedro, I ask that if members of the public are in possession of videos or photographs of any of the events linked to yesterday, to please consider the sensitivity of all involved. If you do have social media posts or videos, do not share them, but instead contact our police 211 non-emergency line to give us assistance with the ongoing investigation, or please contact the Criminal Investigation Unit on 247-1744, 247-1744, or the confidential Crime Stoppers number of 800-8477, 800-8477. Thank you.
You mentioned students a number of times. I'm going to assume at that time of day there must have been a lot of students there at the bus terminal. Was it
I can only imagine so, but to speak to the specifics of who is a witness, I can't help with that.
And are you able to say if the victim himself, at 16, presumably would have been in a school uniform? Was it a student?
I can't answer that one.
Yes, understood. Is there anything further that you can give us on what might have led up to this and where specifically it took place? Was it in the terminal or did it start in the terminal and go out?
I'm not in a position to answer any of the investigative questions. Whether or not they could be answered here, I'm unsure. I'll ask Superintendent Pedro. He may be able to have a better response for you.
As with any investigation, we look at, it's called victimology. We'll look at whether or not the victim and suspects are known to each other. We believe they are, but obviously we wouldn't comment on the specifics of the case. But in any investigation like this, that's part of the process that we follow, and we follow the evidence where it takes us.
Understood, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks. Probably any questions I have are going to go into specifics you can't give me. You said the victim is now stable in the
He's-
ICU?
Yes, that's correct. He's stable, but in critical condition in the intensive care.
And it was a single stab?
I can't comment on that
Gotcha.
specifics.
I'll
Okay.
leave it at that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
Thank you.